Welcome back to Fishing Brothers. It's like I live on this mark. I've done plenty of videos off this mark now. The reason I'm here is because I've been trying for the cod, struggling on the cod. I had to go on the spur dogs and I was quite hell-bent on getting a nice spur dog, but with the weather today and the fact there's been lots of nice big blondes being caught around the Barry area, the usual marks, it's a perfect tide to come down to this mark, so I thought I'd give it a go, see if I can finally get that 20-pound blonde. While I'm here today, I'm going to be doing a review on the new Fenix HP25R, which you've all seen me wearing. Here she is. I'll put her down on one of the rocks, let you have a good look at her in a minute. Fantastic bit of kit, and this thing has not left my head since the moment I got it. It's genuinely my favourite head torch that I've ever worn. I absolutely love it, and I'm sure you guys will too. Plenty of people that everybody knows wearing these fantastic torches, so I'm going to get it before it gets dark. I'm going to get it on a rock. I'm going to show you it properly so you can have a little look. By the way, I've had one strap eel so far and that's it. Anyway, let's have a little look-see. Well, here she is. Just go over the basic information. Sorry if there's a bit of wind. So you can see you've got your spot, your beam, your red flood and your white flood, much like the Shadow Master. And then you've got your cable running along here to your rear battery pack, which is a 5000 milliamp hour battery pack. This thing runs forever. I'll put any details, lumens and run times, all in the description, so you guys can look at that at your leisure. But this thing's great. I mean, you don't even notice that on the back there. You honestly don't. It's very, very well balanced and very, very light. It's a nice, slim, small headlamp. But what I love most about this is it really throws a beam a long way. It gives you those lumens in the place that you want it. I really do love it. Even on the low lumens, this thing still throws a beam a very, very long way. I actually did a review on this on the my Fenix website. If you want if you want to go on and read that. But there she is, with the mighty Bristol Channel in the background. Gotta love it. Another reason I chose this mark is because I wanted to show the importance of having a headlamp with a decent beam on a lot of fishing marks. Now, as you can see, it's low water now, so from here down to there it's a good old stretch. So you need those lumens in the right place so you can see where your gear is. You need to be able to see down there, because I've had lamps in the past where it hasn't got the lumens, or it's even got the lumens, but because it's not a beam, it's more of a flood. Even with 1000 lumens on, you're struggling to clearly see the bottom of the rocks down there, if you see what I'm saying. So that's one of the reasons I absolutely love this headlamp. I absolutely love it for that. So I can really see where my bait is, where my gear's coming in, where I'm landing those fish. Now I'm fishing alone here today as well, so that's another reason why the flood comes in handy. You could use that in conjunction with the beam. So I can use the beam to see the fish, so I'm winding in my fish here. I've got the beam so I can see what's happening out at a distance. And then I got the flood then for when I'm walking down these rocks, which are treacherous, and it's a bit daft being here on your own, but it is what it is. So that flood allowed me to see all around me with absolute ease. And hopefully today I'm going to get ourselves a nice big blonde, or any nice big fish really, but the target's a big blonde today. And I'll be able to show you that working on camera. Anyway, there's the rods, ready and waiting. I did say I'd leave it down in the description what the specs are on this bad boy, but you're here to watch a video about it and you're not read about it. So just a quick overview. What's great about this as well is it's got 5 beam settings, which is nice because it's got a nice spread through the beams. I do wish that perhaps there was one between 3 and 4, so I'll explain that now. So the eco mode, which is 50 lumens, which doesn't sound like much, but you'll be really, really surprised at how far that travels with this narrow beam. It really does travel far. So if you're sat back on your box, if you're sat way back on your box, that'll really light up your tips, no problem at all. Then we step up the second one, which is 150 lumens, third one, which is 400 lumens, fourth one, which is high mode, is 1000 lumens, and then above that the turbo mode is 1600 lumens, and that thing is like a lightsaber. Tries to melt your tips off all the time. What I like to use generally when I'm fishing with this headlamp is I was always using the 400 lumens because it's got an 8-hour battery life at 400 lumens, which is absolutely tons. I'll cover pretty much every session you're going to be fishing in the dark. But then really, you don't really have to use the 400 lumens. I mean, there's loads and loads of light, but even the 150 lumens, it's got absolutely buckets and buckets of light. So that's one of the ones that I've been using a lot lately, or mostly, is the 150 lumens for general, for just around the box, around the rods, doing stuff like that, sorting it out. When I sit down on the box, I tend to use the flood mode, like I always do with all my torches. They've got those options. Like I say, the 400 lumens is a great option. 8 hours, you haven't got to worry about it running out at all. And of course, the way Fenix headlamps work, once it does reach that, it'll just step down. It's not going to shut off on you. It'll step down, down and down and down and down. But it'll give you light. You know, you're never going to get caught in a pinch. You're always going to have some sort of light to get you back to the car safely. One thing my Fenix put it on the back of their boxes, they let everybody know, is that when you use these lamps at 1000, which is the high mode, and the turbo mode, which is 1600 lumens, there is a high buildup of heat in this headlamp, so it gives you a much reduced burn time. But although it'll only stay on high for that certain amount of time until the heat gets too much that it has to go down, it doesn't eat away your battery, if you see what I'm saying. So you might only get 10 minutes at 1600 lumens because it builds up so much heat, which is just physics. Every lamp will do exactly the same thing, doesn't matter what brand, which lamp you're using. It'll go for 10 minutes and it'll step down, and that's not because the battery's going, that's because of the heat, and then it'll cool down and later go back up. But if you use it the way I use it, so I'll use it on say 150 or 400, but then I'll go up to 1000 for those times I'm landing fish, or I just need to see that a little bit further, or 1600 even when I really need to see that bit further. And then I use that, and then I'll turn it back down to the 400. So that's the specs for you. Like I say, 8 hours at 400 lumens is absolutely plenty. Daft amount of hours at 150, and absurd amount of hours at 50 lumens, the eco mode. Right, let's get on some fish. While we're here, we might as well just slightly talk about the tactics. I wasn't going to, because it is the same old tactics for ray fishing around the Barry area. I'm using 4 foot pulley rigs. What I have been using lately, which I didn't like to start, if I'm honest, I've been using the Trident Aero pulley. Now it takes a little bit of getting used to, but I've actually been really enjoying using it as opposed to like a swivel at the top of my rig. It just helps. I've lost so many good fish to the swivel cutting through the main line, through your rig, that I switched over to these on the recommendation of a friend. And like I say, although I took a while to get used to them, I now absolutely love them, and I've used them all the time. I'll show you one now actually. There's one there, if you can see that, on the top of the rig. Seems a bit weird the way it works, but honestly, once you get used to using them, they just feel safe and secure. Anyway, baits I've got today, I have got one packet of sand eel, but I'm mostly fishing squid. In all honesty, all my biggest blondes have come on straight squid baits. I gotta be honest, I used to really think that you had to have the best quality sand eel to really catch the best quality fish. But I've come to realise that if the fish are there, I mean, I do not disagree that in a pinch, if things are difficult, better bait is going to get better results. It's just the fact of the matter. But if the fish are there in numbers, like they have been around Barry for a long time now, I think you'll pick up the fish. And like I say, all my biggest blondes have come on straight squid baits. These are actually quite small squid baits, to be honest, but that's fine. Wrap him down, usual stuff, and then patiently wait. It's coming towards prime time on this mark, so we'll see how we get on. It is January though, but let's have a look. Just had a couple of pulls on the left hand rod. Stick the camera on, see what happens. Come back to that one, shall we? So you can see what I was referring to. If I turn this, so this is 50 lumens. So you can see even that, if you're familiar with the green light, that's a long way down. It's a relatively big tide as well. This is right on low water. That's shining at the bottom down there. 150 lumens, you can see that is perfectly shining up down there. But then what I like to use now is 400 lumens, so you can see that is doing exactly what I need it to do. So I can see exactly, even from quite far out, I can see my gear coming in, and I need to pop it up there so I can get it up the rocks. And of course if you wanted to go high, and then if you wanted to do turbo, actually that's crazy bright. But you can see what I mean by needing those lumens to get it down so you can see where you need it to be. Let me tell you something. Thornbacks in deep water fight fantastically. Sorry I didn't get that on camera. It all happened a bit of, it's been really quiet for ages, then it just went off. Nice thornback. Fantastic fight, fought like stink. Lovely. Let's put her back. It's been good to me. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one. It wasn't the fishiest one ever. Just, I had a couple of straps in that one thornback. I am going to fish these two out, but things have been quiet, so I'm not 100% confident I'm going to catch anything on those two. Anyway, if you like the look of this lamp, honestly, as a fishing headlamp, for me it ticks all the boxes. I absolutely love it. If you want to get your hands on one, head over to www.myfenix.co.uk, and if you use the code FB10 in checkout, you get yourself 10% off. Honestly, you won't be disappointed, and for the price, it's already a really well priced lamp. But get yourself over there, get one, and when you do, let me know what you think about it. Like I say, I'm going to fish these out, then I'm going to go respect the fish, respect the marks, tight lines, and I'll see you on the next one.